To Attacking Third. I'm Sandra Herrera, lead NWSL writer for CBS Sports, joined today, as always, by my colleague and co-host, Lisa Carlin, NWSL analyst and broadcaster. On this episode, we have a special interview ahead of the 2023 Women's World Cup. So be sure to follow, download, and subscribe to Attacking Third for all your U.S. Women's National Team and World Cup news wherever you get your podcasts. Today, we welcome San Diego Wave FC and United States Women's National Team defender headed to her first World Cup, Naomi Girma. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're happy to have you back on. I don't know if you remember, but a long time ago when you were first drafted, we got to chat with you while
I
you were
remember.
overseas. You got the news while you were in England. We're like, oh, we get to talk to Naomi Girma, and the time has really flown since then, and
Mhm.
you are in a very exciting time of your career. Congratulations on going to your first World Cup. Has that settled in for you quite yet?
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's been a crazy just like ramp up right now, but yeah, I think after getting the call, I was just like so excited and like just so happy to be able to share this with my family. They've been there for me the whole way. So, yeah, it was just such a special moment for us and for me. And I'm so excited to be heading to my first World Cup.
Congratulations for sure are in order. When we talked to you right after you were drafted, so about like almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago,
Yes.
you were at a museum when you got the call. I want to know, where were you when Vlatko Andonovski gave you this call that you were going to the World Cup?
I was in a much more normal setting. We just finished training. I was at the San Diego facility. So yeah, I was not off in another country doing with my friends.
So then after you get this call and you're at the training facility, a little bit more normal now that you're a professional athlete, what did you do next? Who did you call? Who was around you? What was the next step after you hung up the FaceTime?
So no one was in the locker room, which so I like had a mini like celebration to myself, and then I um, tried to do a group FaceTime with my family, but nobody answered. So I was still just celebrating with myself, and then finally, like my brother was like, "Did someone just?" We've never done a group FaceTime, by the way, so like no one knew what was happening, and then I just like called my mom and I called everyone individually, and they were all so excited.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they didn't answer initially.
Yeah,
They
I
were
know.
like,
They
"What
were
is
like,
this?"
this is a mistake. Like, we don't do this."
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Then that's so funny just considering your kind of trajectory to this point. I mean, since the start of 2022, you've already earned 15 caps with the senior national team. You've had a quick rise to kind of fill a center back role here with the team over the course of the last 18 months or so, or 2 years. When did it ever settle in? Was there ever a moment where you're like had the realization where, hey, there's a real possibility for me to try to make this roster and go to a World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like always the goal, just being brought in last year. And I think, when you're coming into camps right in a World Cup cycle, like that's what we're preparing for. And I think as soon as I started getting more caps, feeling more comfortable with the team, I started to realize that was a possibility and started doing everything I could to prepare. So yeah, I think it's always been a dream, and starting to get called in at the start of 22, I think really helped set me up, and that I had that like ramp up of like learning the way we play, learning, getting in with the group, getting in with the team, the culture, and then feeling comfortable now come 2023.
You got the build up, you ultimately get the call, you finally get a hold of your parents and your brother to celebrate with them. But now you've got to pack. You've got to get out the suitcase, figure out what's going in it. And you're going to Australia and New Zealand where it's winter there. How do you possibly pack for the World Cup? Did you call any teammates, any friends, swap packing lists? What happened here?
Yes, I was texting. I asked Alex so many questions. I was like, I don't even know where to start. Like how many bags do I bring? Like, what do I bring? And Soap Smith, we were going back and forth. But I actually like I packed for New Zealand and Australia. I didn't pack for Santa Barbara and San Jose, which have actually been really hot. So yeah, I'm definitely not the best person to ask that because I don't think I did the best job.
For those who are just listening to this as a podcast, Naomi's wearing a long sleeve shirt right now, and she is
But it's cold in the hotel. It's always
okay,
cold in the hotel,
sure,
so it's
sure.
fair. It's fair.
So
I won't wear this out today.
we'll work on the packing list. But what's one thing in packing or preparing for Australia and New Zealand that no ifs, ands, or buts, it's coming with you? You need to have this at the World Cup.
This is like for most times when I leave my apartment, it's my Kindle. Yeah, always with me. Oh, if I forgot it, I would have to order another one or have someone ship it to me. Like I wouldn't make the trip without it.
Wow, I love that. So what are you reading right now?
Right now I've been reading a little like fantasy, like Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's like pretty popular right now, but yeah, that's been like going around. A few of us have been reading on the team, so it's fun because we're like, oh, where are you at? Where are you at? Like, yeah.
I love when that question comes up because you could sort of see already how like it's spread around the camp, but like everyone sort of picked it up already. And
yeah,
I have a feeling that with all of the content that's been coming out around the World Cup and the team, there might even be like fans who try to pick that up and read it alongside of you all. And another thing that we kind of already know that you'll probably have with you is Rockin Protein. So we wanted to give you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about your partnership with them.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I just posted it on my socials and stuff, but I recently partnered with Rockin Protein, and yeah, I mean, I've had so many different protein shakes throughout my career, and finding one that I actually enjoy the flavor is really nice. I was just like joking that it's like the healthy version of vanilla, and I love vanilla and In-N-Out milkshake. Like it literally tastes so good. So like I enjoy drinking it after the gym, after I'm on the field, and yeah, it's been a great addition to my training regimen going into the World Cup. I think going into this year, I was definitely like, what are things that I can, improve of my like off the field recovery, nutrition, mindset, all these things that I've been focusing on this year. So for me, it was a no-brainer to partner with them, and I'm really happy that I get to announce it.
Rockin Protein has a number of different products, whether it's their energy, their builder, their recovery. Now, you just told us the vanilla is like an In-N-Out vanilla milkshake, so I've got to try that one for sure. That's my favorite. But with all the different flavors, what's like your go-to combination? Whether it's pre-training, post-training, day of recovery day, what's kind of your Rockin Protein combination?
I like post-training. Or like a little bit in the middle because it helps sustain energy. So yeah, my go-to is vanilla, like you mentioned, and yeah, I like in general like post-training, like to take my protein post-training, and I just feel like it helps like kickstart the recovery process. If it's an off day and I do some sort of like recovery and I feel like I need a little more, then I think it also works great then.
I love that. I'm still just sort of fixated on the mid, but like the flavoring and the vanilla aspect of it all.
It tastes so good. Like I
think that's I mean, anything that you can get where it's supposed to help with your health benefits, but it also tastes like a milkshake, I think is also kind of like cool. So
Win.
Yeah, that's check on across all the boxes. Speaking of checking off some boxes, let's talk a little bit about responsibilities on the back line. There's been a lot of discussion about Becky Sauerbrunn and how unfortunately she won't be with the team going forward in this World Cup. But I wanted to ask you a question about conversations around that, because that's been really pretty much one of a big question we noticed that you all were kind of having to field during media day and all that. And while leadership can come in many different styles and many different forms. For you as a center back, as a defender, what have the conversations been like just among the defender core specifically about how you all want to navigate leadership roles moving forward to the World Cup?
Yeah, I think for us, it's just knowing like next player up, like we're gonna have to step up, and we're obviously very sad not to have Becky with us, but like on the back line, but also just like for our team as a leader. So I think it's us getting together and just making sure our unit is as strong as possible, because I think that sets our team the best, or sets us up the best to for success. So yeah, just like next player up, making sure that no matter where you're playing on the back line, you need to have a big voice. Like we're communicating to each other, we're communicating to lines in front of us. So I think it's just like a part of the position. So just making sure that we all get on the same page and we understand each other, understand each other's tendencies, and just go from there.
Looking ahead to the start of the World Cup, which is incredibly like days away, it feels like this has really come up fast on us.
Mm-hmm.
The United States is in Group E, so you will play against Vietnam, the Netherlands, and Portugal. Two teams in Vietnam and Portugal that are debutantes in the World Cup, but Netherlands, a team that the United States knows very well, especially from the 2019 World Cup finals. When the team gets together, and obviously this group has been named for a while now, several months, and the preparation comes down knowing that it's one game at a time, one day at a time, but to get out of the group stage, what's kind of like the team talk and preparation for this Group E competition?
I think it's exactly what you said, like one game at a time. Right now our focus is, well, we're playing Wales on Sunday, but then our focus is like first match versus Vietnam. And I think it's important to not look too far past that as players. I'm sure our staff is preparing for it all, but I think for us, it's just making sure that we're going into each game. And Vietnam is a great team, high quality. So just knowing that and being prepared to get a result against them.
So we know that there's been a lot of build up to this World Cup, and the team is currently in California this week, ahead of this match against Wales. Y'all had to participate in media day before heading to the Southern Hemisphere. You're back in your old stomping grounds in Stanford. That we saw the team head out to the MLS match against Galaxy versus San Jose. There's been a lot of cool stuff coming out of this camp. Some of the content that you all have shared. We've even got to see an increase in TikToks coming out of the camps as well. It just sort of seems like there's a really good vibe right now around the team and this camp. It's important to make sure that you're taking a second to enjoy it all, right? It is a journey. It is the experience. What are some things for you right now that are already standing out as maybe those moments for you that you're going to kind of keep with you throughout the rest of your career?
Yeah, I think what you said is exactly right. Like it's been really good vibes in camp. Everyone's excited. Yeah, I think training has been good. Level's been high, and off the field, I feel like the group is really meshing well. I think for me, going to the Earthquakes Galaxy game was really cool, because it was at Stanford, and I used to go to that game growing up, and because there's like a big Fourth of July, there's like a fireworks show after. I'm pretty sure my team like scrimmaged on the field during halftime once. So I think that was like definitely a cool moment to go back and be honored as one of the World Cup members and a Stanford alumni. So that was a really cool moment for me and for my Stanford teammates. So yeah, I think there are many, many more to come. I'm sure the game in San Jose will be really cool. It's my first time playing with the U.S. and in California, actually, but like to have it in San Jose is really special. So yeah, I think there will be many, many more to come.
No, that's very cool. And I love that for you, Bay Area native, kind of returning and kind of getting to play this send-off match as you get ready to go for your first ever World Cup. So maybe let's sort of close it out there. The team is going to face off against Wales this upcoming weekend on Sunday in California. maybe there's a little bit of anticipation for this game, whether it's for players or for fans to finally get a chance to see the team. I know the last time you and I spoke, you mentioned, hey, we haven't had a camp together since April, and now y'all are back together and gonna get to play in a match before the World Cup. So what can fans expect from you and the team in this send-off match?
I think they can expect high energy. Like, we're excited to work, excited to play our send off game. And yeah, I think we're excited to play in front of our fans one more time before we head off to New Zealand and Australia. So I think it's going to be a special moment. And yeah, we're excited to get to it.
We're excited too. I know we'll be watching and cheering along the way and covering the team and everyone's performances throughout this match and the World Cup moving forward. But we don't want to keep you too much longer. So that's all we've got for you today. Thanks everyone for listening. Thank you, Naomi, for joining us on Attacking Third. Good luck in Australia and New Zealand to you and to the entire U.S. women's national team. Everyone, you can download, follow, and listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts. You can watch us to subscribe to us on YouTube to get alerts for whenever we go live at youtube.com/attacking third. For Sandra Herrera, Lisa Carlin, and Naomi Girma, this was